Hey, what's going on, guys? This has actually been a long time coming, and I haven't done this in a while. Um, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt, otherwise known as Shadow, which I actually haven't gone by that for a while. Shadow of Team Sentinel. But that name kind of got resurrected yesterday. I ran into a lot of people that knew me from ARG Charlotte, Circuit Series. As you guys can see, this is a top 8 mat, so you can guess where I made it to yesterday. So this is actually going to be a deck profile for you guys, talking about my deck that was featured on ARG feature match between myself and a Bermuda Triangle player from Get Some Games. Shout out to you guys, and I'm hoping you guys watch this video too because it's really interesting. I got a lot of interesting comments on my deck. A lot of people said that this deck was a force to be reckoned with, and it definitely is. I did a little bit of commentation for ARG, so it was definitely fun. I had a lot of fun meeting new people. I had a lot of fun playing Team Absolution. Shout out to you guys for doing the commentation and doing the interview with me. I'm going to make sure that I send this video to you guys. That way y'all can link it as well to get y'all, that way I can get y'all your dues, because I definitely appreciate everything you guys did yesterday. But without further ado, this is going to be my deck profile of my top 8 ARG Charlotte Vanguard deck. And I haven't played in almost a year. I actually just finished this deck honestly, I finished it yesterday. I was missing one card and I picked it up yesterday and then it just straight rolled. But I did the tweaks to it Friday, and that's really when the deck started coming together. And it's awesome. I mean, it really is. And I bet you guys are probably wondering what it is. So let's go ahead and get to it. This is going to be a deck profile of Granblue Night Rose, or translated Japanese kanta, Rose of Night. Why did I choose to play Granblue? Most of you guys are familiar with me playing D-Police. Well, getting back into the game, it was easier for me to get my hands on the updated G Granblue deck than it was D-Police, and I've always liked Granblue anyway, so I wanted to give it a shot. The trial decks were pretty accessible. It gave me most of the cards I need, and you're going to see some of those cards in this deck, and it's just a lot of fun. So, with that aside, I'm going to go ahead and put the strides to the side for a minute, and we're going to get things started off with my starter. Now, I bet most of you guys probably think that my starter is Grenache. That is the Generation Break Hollow unit that comes out of the trial deck that says that when this unit goes to a drop zone because it was hollowed, I can counter charge 2. No. I was playing it I was testing it for a little while, and it had its abilities, but actually, with a little bit of help and a little bit of insight, I actually changed my starter to Pete the Ghosty. But why did I choose Pete the Ghosty? Well, Pete the Ghosty, unlike Grenache, who has a Generation Break 1 effect, Pete the Ghosty automatically has it has ability the second you have Counterblast. So what exactly does Pete do? Well, you you pull him back. If it's your first turn, swing out with him, so and so. But his ability says Counterblast 1, mill the top 2 cards of your deck, and draw a card. This is great for going ahead and setting up Granblue, and really, yesterday with all my games, up until about the 4th match, which is Braxton, I think that was you, from Team Absolution, that we ended up having a draw. Great game. Get him to tell you about it. I was undefeated. I had not lost a single game in any of the matches up till that point. So that was definitely interesting. And I was honored. My first loss was Braxton, and we ended up drawing out. But Pete the Ghosty is a great starter. I'll get back to him in a minute. Now, 2 Night Spirit, 2 crit, 4 Assault Command, 4 more crit, 6. And naturally, I am playing Granblue. I like to have hand advantage and soul when not possible because of the new abilities. So, 4 Rough Sea Banshee. I am playing 10 crit in this deck. And it is working out great, honestly. It's giving me the shield I need, it's giving me the hand I need, and it's giving me the searchability that I need because of the fact the combos that you can do with her. You pitch her to shield, you can bring her back later, put her in a soul, draw a card. It's just an all around great combo. For heal, and you guys are probably wondering what the last two triggers that I'm running is. Well, it's Granblue. And since the introduction of transition of Blade and Blossom, BTO6, the new BTO6, we have this awesome little guy. This is Mick the Ghosty. He's a stand trigger. He has the hollow ability, and he is a generation break 1 that says when this unit is placed on rear guard from your drop zone, if this unit is hollowed, I can choose up to one other unit, and it gets plus 10,000 power until the end of turn. And at the end of the turn, when this unit is put into the drop zone from rear guard, I can return my deck to shuffle. So there is no downside of this. He's a shield, he comes back, he powers up a unit, he goes back to the deck, he stands up something, rinse, wash, repeat. And I used him a lot yesterday, actually. Okay. This is where the deck gets kind of interesting. I am playing a very strange deck because a lot of you guys are familiar. I mean, I know you're familiar with how Vanguard plays, and I'm familiar that with most cards that you play in your deck, you're going to max out 4 of because of the fact you want to utilize them as much as possible. Well, that's not the case with Granblue. Granblue can utilize anything from the drop zone, so they don't need 4 copies of everything to make that go off anymore. So I'm actually running a lot of 1-ups in this deck. That way, if it goes to the damage, if it goes to the drop, I can heal it out of the damage. I can search for it by multiple ways, actually. And it continues the cycle. I mean, there's no real reason why this deck needs to play 4 copies of 1 card when there are so many great Granblue cards out there right now that you can utilize a lot of them, and it doesn't hurt you. And I showed that yesterday because everybody, they didn't know what to do because as the game progressed, I had new cards available, so I kept changing my strategy, and they couldn't counteract that strategy. So it's interesting. Now, we're going to start things off with, I'm not done on my zeros yet. Yes, I've already shown y'all my starter. I've already shown y'all my triggers. But I'm playing one more 0 in the deck, Grenache. He is not my starter, but he is a great card to use in mid-game. That way I could drop him to the drop zone with my Stride Obadiah, bring him back, countercharge 2, rinse, wash, repeat. He keeps my plays going. So, first card in the deck is the last 0, Grenache. Now, naturally, it's a countercharge heavy deck. Water Spout Djinn, otherwise known as Tornado Djinn. These are my G shields, my damage on flippers if it has another one. And because of the fact of how fast this deck actually Soul Blast, this is the card I want to ride. Because if I can ride him turn 1, bring this little guy back here, swing. By the time I hit Stride, I can Soul Blast him out, start using my damage, start PGing, unflipping my damage, and it's just an otherwise great cycle. So yeah, start off 4 water spouts. Alright, speaking of soul, Dancing Cutlass. Like I said, because of the fact that Rusty Banshee goes into soul, he goes into soul, and my other units actually soul charge too, he's a great card. I can use him multiple times, and if he's put in the drop zone, I can bring him back. I mean, yeah, you get the point. Like I said, because of the fact Granblue has full access to the drop zone now, you don't need many copies of a lot of things. You just need enough to get by. 2 Negro Bone. This dude put in work. Him and one of my other cards. They put in the work. Negro Bone is a grade 1 7000 that has Generation Break 1 that says that at the end of the battle that he boosted a unit, I can counterblast 1 to superior call a unit from my drop zone with the hollow ability in front of him. Yeah, he's going to be rested because he just boosted, but if I bring out one of my other units that gets power, if he's brought out and he's hollowed, then I can just continue swinging. Basically, this deck has turned into a freaking Nova Grappler deck from the drop zone because I was getting off, I think the max attacks I got off yesterday with 5 unflipped damage was 6 or 7 because I hit a stand trigger too. It was just crazy ridiculous. And actually, if you guys watch the ARG feature match, that'll be up hopefully today or tomorrow. From that event, you guys will see how this deck plays, and it's actually really great. Next up, 3 Tommy the Ghosty Brothers. Tommy the Ghosty Brother is my stride fighter. Discard him, I can stride easily. Or, when he's put on rear guard, he allows me to get Night Rose out of my deck. This is a Night Rose deck Night Rose based deck. So naturally, I want to get Night Rose to my hand as fast as possible. That way I can start activating her abilities, get her Generation Break 2 to start activating so I can disrupt my opponent's plays on their turn, which is freaking awesome. But I'll go more into that in a minute. Okay. With this deck, you have to actually really be careful because you can deck out. I did it like twice yesterday, almost. And I mean, almost. Okay. My last 2 grade 1s. These are 2 of my 1-ups. I'm only playing 1 Head Start Zombie. This little dude puts in the work. Generation Break 1, well, Hollow, naturally. If you guys don't know what Hollow is, I'll go ahead and explain that now. Hollow is the ability that Granblue has now that when they are placed on rear guard, it doesn't matter if it's from the hand or from the drop zone, you can have them go Hollow. And the Hollow ability will actually retire them at the end of the turn. So it allows your board to stay as clear as possible. That way they can't get retired with Kagero, they can't get sent back with Gear Chronicle, they can't get locked with Link Joker. It's a great deck. I really like this deck. Alright, his secondary effect, well, his actual effect, Hollow is not really effect as a keyword, is Generation Break 1. When this unit is placed on rear guard, you can send the top card of your deck to the drop zone. However, if he is hollowed, you can choose what card you want from your deck to go to the drop zone. So bring him out, you hollow him, on Generation Break, of course, and whatever you don't have in your drop zone that you need right away, ta-da, you can get it. And the last one off, Greedy Mimic. Greedy Mimic is a grade 1, 7,000 that says when this unit attacks a Vanguard, he gets plus 2,000 power. In an early rush, he's awesome. I actually had my opponent at 4 damage by the time he rode to grade 2 yesterday because I hit him with 3 attacks and a crit. So, yeah. Early game rush is great. One of my friends from Get Some Game, I had to play him in round 1 yesterday of ARG, and unfortunately, he was playing Gear Chronicle next stage, Time Loop, and this deck did not allow him to do anything. I rushed him so bad in game 1, he never got the stride. By the time I hit my stride, his hand was so small and he was already at 4 damage, he couldn't guard. It was unbelievably stupid. And then game 2, I actually rode first. That way I can get a bigger hand advantage. And then when he hit his stride, he hit Metallica Phoenix, sent back one of my units, which was the wrong one actually. He sent back my one of my grade 2s instead of the grade 2 that was more dangerous. And that way I'd have less guard. And that was it. I mean, he time leaped, I guarded out. My next turn, stride, and I just swung in. He couldn't stop me. I mean, the game was over. Literally, we were the first ones done. It was kind of stupid. For my grade 2 lineup, I'm playing only 2 of Witch Doctor of Rodent Sea, Negro Rook. Sorry. He is a grade 2 9,000. Early game, he's just a 9,000 beater, which is actually pretty good. Has the hollow ability. At the end of turn, you can make him, if you make him good, you can make him go hollow during when he's placed on rear guard, and in turn he retires. However, his Generation Break is where he gets to real power. When his unit attacks, he gets plus 2,000 power until the end of that battle. But if he's hollowed, he gets plus 5,000 power until the end of that power also. So he actually becomes a 16,000 attacker by himself. So it's like, okay, bring out. Swing, swing. It's not really that bad. I was using mini combos with him yesterday. Okay. 2 of the new 10Ks, vanillas. The reason why is through advice, they actually made a valid point. If I can ride this guy to start off with. He's going to stop the early game rush because of the fact that if they just have a front row, their front row can't hit him. Because most people only play in 9,000s, or in the case you throw grade 1 down there, 7,000s. So he makes it harder to hit the Vanguard. So that way I can conserve my damage for later game. So definitely a good card. One of the MVPs from my deck. This is Witch Doctor of Langor, Necrolazy. Necrolazy has the hollow ability that says that when he is placed on rear guard, and if he's hollowed, I can counterblast 1, soul blast 1 under Generation Break to superior call something else from my drop zone, not named himself. At the end, he gets plus 2,000. Oh, this gets plus 2,000, not the other unit. He gets plus 2,000. And at the end of turn, if he goes to the drop zone because it was hollowed, I soul charge 1 and I unflip 1. So, counter charger. Great card to have. And he put in work yesterday. Him comboed with my next card, this is Skull Cannoneer. They actually put in a lot, and I mean a lot of work for me yesterday. I'll go more into that in a minute. Skull Cannoneer is another hollow unit. That's a grade 2 9,000. That's Generation Break. That says when this unit is placed on rear guard from your drop zone, you can counterblast 1, choose up to one of your opponent's rear guard units, retire it. Then if this unit is hollowed, I draw a card. This doesn't mean disrupts plays. And for you guys that don't know about Nitros, this disrupts plays on your opponent's turn too. I'll explain why in a minute. But you have to be smart how you do it. This is, like these two cards right here are the reason why Cogro players were pissed off at me yesterday, or at least one Cogro player was pissed off at me yesterday. Then I have 2 more 1-ups. I'm only playing 1. Dragon Undead Gold Dragon that says when this unit is placed on rear guard from the drop zone, he gains the following ability. If this unit attacks a Vanguard and it hits, I can retire one of their units. He's great to bring back, power up with Nitrose's Stride Break ability, or bring back with Necrolazy, boost him with Necrobone, swing in, attack the Vanguard, let it hit, Necrobone, counterblast 1, bring out something else on top of him, swing in again, so on and so forth. Great card. And playing 1 King Serpent. This guy's actually put in a good bit of work, and I can understand why people aren't playing him at 1. Yes, he's a grade 2 that has an 8,000 power, but it's still forcing guard out of your opponent. And also, when he hits the field from the drop zone, you can counter charge 1 and soul charge 1, which is feeding all my other abilities. So, with Necrolazy, he comes out for free. So that gives me another column to swing with. There's just a lot of things that you can do with him, even though he's just at 8,000 power, so don't knock it until you try it. Alright, for my grade 3 lineup, I am playing 2 Mighty Rogue Nightstorm. He's okay to ride. No, he's meh to ride, actually. His Vanguard ability says that when he's placed on Vanguard, I can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, soul charging, see? To search the top 5 cards of my deck for a unit with a hollow ability and add it to my hand, which can actually fuel my combos for later. But he's more or less what I'm discarding the Stride. Yes, I have 3 Stride Fodder, but I mostly use those to get Night Rose in my hand as soon as possible because I want to ride Night Rose first. She's the MVP of the deck. So I'll either try to discard him, that way I can bring him back later. His hollow ability says that when he's brought, put on the rear guard, make him go hollow. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you can counterblast 1, superior call another unit not named himself from the drop zone and place it on rear guard, not on the circle he's on. So, once again, it fuels more attacks. Only thing about him is that he doesn't really give power. No, he does not give power to that unit when he brought out. It's a swap. You swing with the other column, swing with him, bring out Necrolazy. Necrolazy's effect, if you didn't boost, because you don't have to with him, leave the booster standing. Necrolazy will bring out a unit and replace it on him. So you can just keep attacking. Alright. Next up, you guys saw me playing Undead Dragon. Well, I'm playing 2 Legion. Actually his Legion mate. Witch Doctor of the Dead Sea Necrobolt. I didn't ride him that much yesterday. I only rode him when I had to because I couldn't see Night Rose. But having a Legion in the deck did help me out a little bit because of the fact I was able to send my triggers back, and especially when my deck was getting low, and just fill my deck with triggers. His Legion ability is a Counterblast 1 and choose one of my rear guards and retire it. Counterblast 1 and choose one of your rear guards and retire it. When this unit attacks, if this unit's in Legion, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card from your drop zone and call it a rear guard. Naturally, you swing out with your rear guards, attack with him. Counterblast 1. You can, if you grab a Necro Lazy, you can stand your rear. Stand at least your front column back up and continue attacking it again. See how this works? And then his second effect says that while there's another unit in the same column he gets an additional plus 3,000. So he essentially can be a 30,000 hitter. But unfortunately, most of the times when I was forced to ride him, I didn't have a card in the back, so he was just a 20,000. He's still not the thing. Having him definitely allows different strategies. Now the MVP of the deck, 4 Night Rose. Oh, whew. This girl put in work, and it sucks that I don't have more hollows, but I'm supposedly supposed to have a hollow and a hot stamp on the way that way I can replace these 2. But Night Rose Stride Break skill says Counterblast 1, during your turn when your G unit strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 card from your drop zone, call it to rear guard, and that unit gets plus 2,000. So if you let your entire field die, for numerous reasons, you can generally almost refill your field back up depending on what you call back with her Stride Break skill. And, okay, what I was talking about earlier, let's get these 2 out of the way. Let's bring back out 1 and 2. Okay. This card and these cards together are phenomenal. What a lot of people didn't realize yesterday is her ability, her Generation Break ability can happen during either player's turn. Her Generation Break is a GB2 cost that says I can build the top 3 of my card once per turn, just once, to whenever one of my units is put into the drop zone, I can pay the cost and call it back. Okay, so during my turn, if I get one of these on the board and they go hollow, I'll activate her turn, mill the top 3, I'll bring it back. I won't hollow it, but I'll bring it back in the front row. That way I can use it as an interceptor next turn. At least that's the plan. Okay. So whether or not it's either one of these cards is irrelevant. So I bring it back. I don't hollow it. I'll leave it there. Okay. For the Cogro player yesterday, I brought it out. Ended my turn with one of these guys still on my field. He strode. He wanted to go attack with his grade 4 to my Vanguard. He activated Berserk Lord's ability to retire a unit. He chose one of these. I then countered with, when it hit the drop zone, her ability goes off. Top 3, bring it back or bring it back. Their abilities of hollow can now be activated again. So I can make them go hollow. I can make either, depending on which one that it was, if it was this one, I can make him go hollow or her go hollow. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, bring out him from the drop zone, then activate his hollow ability. If it was just him, bring him back, hollow, and I can retire one of his other attacking units. That way I can protect myself for another turn. It disrupts plays and is so astounding that this version of the deck is underrated. And people are like, oh no, 7 Seas is better. No, 7 Seas is not. It's all a preference of opinion. And in my opinion, her Generation Break makes this better because of the fact that I have more access to my hollow abilities than you get with just Night Mist. Now, my Stride deck. If you guys take note, today's date, it is approximately 4 days before Fighters Collection 2016 hits store shelves. I'm currently getting about 8 boxes of it, so this deck is actually going to change. Right now, it is a 8-card, Stride deck. It's going to go to 16. I'll be playing at least 4 generation guards, probably 2 of my Granblue, and for now, probably 1 of each of the Cray Elemental because they have really good effects. And then I'll be using the new generation rare Stride unit called Myriad. I'm not going to go into her right now because there's no point. She's not out yet. If you guys want to check her out, go pull up Fighters Collection 2016, scroll down to the Granblue, and look at Myriad. She's the generation rare from the set, or one of the generation rares from the set. Now, for Night Rips. I didn't think I was actually going to use this card that much yesterday because how bad I was rushing everybody. Because her ability is a Generation Break 2 cost to activate, so you already have to stride twice because there is no strike flippers in this deck. So I have no way to flip up another card in the G-Zone to activate her ability center until Generation Guard. I'll be using it probably within turn 1 now. Her Generation Break 2 effect says that when she attacks, I can counter blast 2 and choose one of herself and flip it face up. And then I can call 2 separate units from my 2 units from my rear guard, 2 separate columns. So that means if I swing out with these 2 columns or just swing out with the front row, her ability, I can replace them with something else from my drop zone. Then if they have abilities that when they attack too and I still have the counter blast to use, I can keep the cycle going for a little bit. And if I hit stand triggers, it helps too. I actually used her more than I thought I was going to. The real MVP yesterday for me was I was playing 2 Bandit Realm. Bandit Realm is a on-hit ability that says that when he attacks a Vanguard and it hits, I can superior call something back from my drop zone and gets plus 2,000 power, which will fuel combos even more. So a lot of people were overguarding against him because they didn't want him to hit. That way I can get that on-hit ability. And for the times that I did, I was getting about 5 attacks a turn. I'm only playing 1 Blue Heart. Blue Heart's ability is actually really good. It's once a turn. If you don't want to waste your last counterblast on Nitro is a stride skill just to get that 2,000 power, you can use it on him instead because of the fact that his CB1, he brings out up to 2 units from the drop zone, and it doesn't matter where they're put on the board, but they don't get the power. But so if you're trying to conserve counterblast, he's actually the better one to go into because of the fact that it's a counterblast 1 for 2 units, so it's not that bad at all. And the last card, this card actually put in a lot of work for me yesterday, is Obadiah. Because of the fact that I changed my starter to Pete the Ghosty, Obadiah's skill can actually go off with him too, and the Tommy brothers as well, my stride fodder. Obadiah says that when he is placed on Vanguard, I can search for 3 cards from my deck and send them to the drop zone. If at least 2 of those cards were hollow or had the hollow ability, I can superior call a Ghosty normal unit, not a trigger, a normal unit from my drop zone and put it behind him. So stride, let his skill go off first, fill your drop zone up, put something behind him, stride break, bring out the Necrolazy you just put to the drop zone, add something here. Then just put cards back and then just go at it. This deck was a lot of fun. Well, this deck is a lot of fun. It pisses my teammates off. It was pissing off everybody yesterday. But yeah, this is Shadow's Granblue deck. Oh, and I want to have fun. So ARG asked us to name our decks, and so I decided to troll everybody. I couldn't think of an appropriate pirate theme to call my deck, so if you guys see the name of my deck list, it is going to be Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. Yeah, I just rickrolled you guys, so enjoy. This is Shadow from the old Team Sentinel. I don't know whether or not we're going to get back together yet, but we might. But if you guys do, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to share it, and peace out.